Good morning, traders, and welcome to Trading Waves, where we surf the waves differently. All right, welcome everyone. Today we'll be looking at the weekly outlook of the forexes and how we traded last week and how are we approaching the market as from next week going forward. All right. With that being said, guys, right on my screen, we've got our contact details. If you wish to contact us, we've got the email address there, vmanen@gmail. You can contact us there. We also got the Telegram number and the WhatsApp number. You can use that as well. And we also get our Telegram channel where you can, where we can, where we always post our links and any announcement that we have regarding our company. All right. And then we've got Trading View. You can also follow us there where we share our ideas. And we also got our website link there. If you click on it, you can just contact us there on the link. If you have any inquiries that you want to inquire about our services, you can just click on that link there. Then it should directly to our website. All right. And then we've got our Twitter page there and our Facebook page that you can follow us on them. All right. On Twitter, when you click on our link there below, you should see a page like this. This is our page where we post any trades that we took and the trade that we are looking to take. Same thing applies on our Facebook page. You can, if you open it and you click on the link, you should expect a page like that. You can just take note with our logo there. So this is where we post our trades, the befores and afters, how they played out. All right. All right, guys, we just having a course that is that started at the beginning of Monday on the 5th. It is going well smoothly, and we are going to finish our course on Friday on this week. Okay, so we haven't decided if we're going to have a course this year. If there's a demand, then we will decide if we should have another course. All right, with that being said, let's just do the trade recaps, how we traded this week. All right. We had Euro US dollar. This was what we're looking at. We're looking at this structure here as an expanding flat corrective structure, and we've just predicted that we should expect to get a move to the upside, and let's see how that played out. Right, inch perfect. It didn't even drop any pips. It just moved from where we predicted, and now we're here at these levels. A couple of 100 pips that we've got here, and we're still looking for a move to the upside. But we'll just see that shortly when we go on the charts, on the live charts. Okay, with US dollar chief, we're expecting a drop from this level, just the inverse of what Euro US dollar is doing. We're just looking at this corrective structure here, an expanding flat corrective structure, and we're looking for a move to the downside. And let's just check how did that play out here. All right, you'll see that US dollar chief, it has moved a couple of hundred of pips to the downside, and we're still expecting for more downside here. Nothing that has changed on our outlook. Let's continue and see. US dollar CAD, we're expecting that we're going to get a move to the downside. Actually, if you could recall, we predicted this move from these levels that we're expecting for a 3 waves up, and we're expecting for a 3 waves down. All right, let's just see how that played out on US dollar CAD. You'll notice that when we go on a live chart, we got a bit of a change of a structure there. Okay, there's a possibility that what we've been looking here as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the actual move might be this is a wave 1, a wave 2 here, and this whole move is an extended wave 3, and this could be just be a wave 4, and we expect that we might get a move to the downside. Okay, you can see that how we do this, and this is the benefits that the members get with us. Right, we've got a dollar index inversely correlated what Euro US dollar is doing. We have this structure here, and we're looking at it as an expanding flat corrective structure, and from those levels we're expecting a move to the downside. Okay, let's just see how did that one play out. Inch perfect, we've already got the move to the downside and nothing has changed. We're still expecting for more downside here on Euro US dollar. All right, let's move forward. For the pound yen, we got this corrective structure here. This is what we're looking for, this corrective structure here, an exponential corrective structure, and then a move to the downside. We already had a move which is very impulsive, 5 waves going down, and we're looking at this as our wave A, and we're expecting for a pullback before a move to the downside. And let's just check how that one played out. Inch perfect, we've got the corrective structure that we're looking for. We had 3 waves up, and now what we're expecting on the next couple of sessions coming, we're expecting for a move to the downside, a similar move to this one, okay? But we'll see how are we going to approach that when we go on the live chart. All right, moving forward, we have Chief Yen. Chief Yen, we're expecting that we are going to get a corrective structure here before a move to the downside. We had 3 waves to the downside, and we're expecting that we're going to get a corrective structure here. And let's see how did that one played out. Okay, inch perfectly. We had the 3 waves going up, and now where do we go from here on Chief Yen? The expectation is that we still get 3 more waves to the downside, but we'll see that one shortly when we go on the live chart. Okay, at AUDN, this is what we're forecasted, that we're going to get a 3-way move structure here and then a move to the upside. Let's see how did that one played out. Okay, inch perfect, you can see that we've got the 3 ways move that we're looking for to the downside and the move that we're expecting to the upside. You can see that we've got the rally already going. Okay, so from here, there's nothing that have changed. You'll see when we go on a live chart, we are still expecting for a move to the upside. All right. Okay, let's move forward and see what we have there. All right, let's resume. We had S&P 500. This is the trade setup that was posted to the members, and we saw this as a 3-wave corrective structure. And then from here, we're expecting a move to the upside. Okay, let's see how did that one play out. S&P 500, you can see that the trade is moving smoothly. We're in a profit, and we're still expecting for more upside here on S&P 500. So you can do the count of the pips. And let's see what's the next one. We had Dow Industrial. We had a trade setup that was posted for our members, and we had a trade there, and we're expecting for a move to the upside. You can see that we're expecting for a 5th wave in the minor degree, this red degree here. And let's check how did the trade play out. All right, you can see that the trade is moving smoothly, and we're still expecting for more upside. So if you want to join this trade, it's easy. If you get any corrective structures here, any flags, then we'll still be looking for more upside on Dow. Okay, moving forward. Okay, we had New Zealand Chief. This is the structure that we're looking at. We're looking at this corrective structure is completed, and we're looking for a move to the upside. All right, you'll see when we go on the charts, what move that we're expecting here. This is the 3-way moves that we're expecting here on a New Zealand Chief. Let's see how did that trade play out. All right, you see that trade, it has just went and hit our stop losses there, but some of our traders, they had already break even here when this trade was doing this 3-wave corrective structure, because after it did this 3-wave corrective structure, which was no longer convincing that it was going to push higher. So some of our traders, they've already breaking even on this trade here, but some of our traders, our members, they took a loss on New Zealand Chief, because we have to show you guys, we don't have to sell you guys any dreams. We have to show you win or losses of our trades. If you get them all, you must know that there's something wrong. So we have to show our losses as well. Okay, moving forward, we had Euro New Zealand. We're expecting for a move to the downside here. This is the move that we had, 5 waves down, and then we're looking at these 3 waves up. So we're looking to take an advantage of the C leg, a similar move to that one. Let's check how did Euro New Zealand played out. Okay, you can see that New Zealand, it gave us a couple of pips, 100 pips that we got here, and then unfortunately it had to come back and it took us at a break even, because after 100 pips we had to secure our profits. We were expecting that we were going to get a move all the way down there, but you'll see when we go on a live chart that we've had Euro New Zealand doing this structure, and now it has pulled back to this level. Let's see where to from here, and let's see. Okay, we're still expecting for more downside. As long as we're below this level here, we're still expecting for more downside, but we'll see that when we go on a live chart. Okay, moving forward, we had EuroCat. This is one of the interesting pair that we had with our members, because we had a debate that was this corrective structure finished, or we're still expecting for a move to the upside before we get a move to the downside. Some of our members, they were still expecting that this was the 3 waves up, and they were looking at this year as the running flat corrective structure like that, and they were still expecting for a move to the downside. Okay, one of the interesting pair that we had, let's check how did that one played out. You can see that it missed our stop loss, and we've already broken even on this one, and we are still running a risk-free trade, and we're in money there. Okay, moving forward, let's see. Brent crude, you'll see, remember that previous weeks we had this trade setups there, and we had a move to the downside, even though we did not get to our take profit level, but we'll see now that we've had Brent crude at these levels here. But we'll see that when we go on a live chart, and we'll see what corrective structure it is playing out. That's what we had on Brent crude. Had about 240 pips, and we took 50% of what we have made here, and we broke even here, but it has just reversed on us, and then it came and took us at a break even. All right, that's all what we traded this week. Now let's get to the market analysis. Let's get to the live chart market analysis. We'll be starting with pound US dollar. All right, some of the analysis, I will be referring them on the website. Let's see how we'd forecasted them. Let's see what benefits do the members get. All right, let's start with the US dollar pairs. We'll be looking at the 4 hourly. Let's see what we have forecasted and how did it play out. All right, you see that we're expecting that we're going to get an expanding flat corrective structure like that before we get a move to the downside. This is the move that we had. And now we're expecting that we are going to get an expanding flat corrective structure before a move to the downside. Let's check on a live chart, and let's see how did pound US dollar played out. Okay, you'll see that we haven't got any much move. We're still in this expanding flat corrective structure here. And what are we expecting from next week? This is what we're expecting. We're expecting for a move to the downside, but this move is going to be confirmed by our special indicator that we had. And just to show you a little bit of what we have here on pound US dollar. Okay, these are the 3 waves that we had going up. These are the 3 waves. We have an ABC structure there, which made a W structure. And then what we're expecting now, we're expecting that we are going to have an X structure. Just hold on guys a sec. Let me just show you the structure that we have there. Okay, this is the structure there. You'll see that we had an A, a B, a C, but now what are we expecting? We're expecting for a move to the downside. All right, this move to the downside, our members, they know where does it come from, but what you just need to know that in short term, what we're expecting now is a move to the downside on pound US dollar all the way to take that previous low there. Okay, if I can just show you on the weekly time frame, why are we looking for a downside on pound US dollar? All right, this is what we're looking at. We have a 1, 2, 3, and we're looking, this is a 4 and a 5. This is a leading diagonal we're looking for. So that's why you are looking for that move to the downside there. All right. Okay, now you've got a bigger picture why you are looking for the downside on pound US dollar. Okay, let's just switch off that, and then we can show you the structure alone. All right, pound US dollar in the coming week, we are expecting for a move to the downside, but that needs to be confirmed by our indicator. Right, moving forward, let's check on Euro US dollar and let's see how we have predicted Euro US dollar. All right, you see that at these levels here, we're looking for a move to the upside. Let's check how did that one play out. Okay, Euro US dollar, you'll see that we're in these levels here and we're looking for a move to the upside. Let me just zoom that. Let me just zoom there. Okay, you'll see what that we're in these levels here and we're expecting for a move to the upside. Okay, and that's what we got. Structurally, this is what we had on Euro US dollar. We had 3 waves down, which is our W, and we have 3 waves up for an X, and we had these 3 waves to the downside for a Y, and this is the move that we were looking for. As far as it is, nothing has changed. We are still expecting for any corrective structure that you get, you can look for buying opportunities on Euro US dollar. All right. Okay, moving forward, US dollar chief. Let's just check on our website. How did you predict Euro US dollar chief? Looking at the 4-hourly, let's check there what we predicted. It will only be an inverse of what Euro US dollar is doing. Okay, you will see that we're at these levels and we're also looking for this corrective structure, that one there. That was an expanding flat corrective structure and we're looking for a move to the downside, right? So we're in these levels here and we're looking for a move to the downside on US dollar chief. Let's see how did that one play out. Let's go on a live chart, a US dollar chief. You will see that each perfectly after this move here, we had a move to the downside and nothing has changed. Any flat corrective structure that you get there, you'll be looking for US dollar chief to go all the way down. All right. But just be careful when you get to these levels, because you might just get a bounce when you get to these levels and find out that the corrective structure still continues and they make a big corrective structure here in these levels. So you just need to be mindful when you take this one to the downside. Okay. All right, moving forward, let's get on AU dollar, US dollar. Let's check on the website what we have forecasted there on AUD US dollar. All right, let's check at AUD US dollar for hourly. All right, we had this impulsive move here, and then we're looking for a corrective structure that we're going to correct this whole move here. All right, so we had our fifth wave terminating there. It was a short fifth wave, and then we look at this corrective structure. We had 3 waves down, and we're expecting that we're going to get 3 more waves up before we can get 3 waves to the downside. All right, let's see how did that one play out. Let's see how did that one play out. Okay, had 3 waves down, and now we're looking for 3 waves up, and then 3 waves up before we can get a move to the downside. So you can see that we've already moving up with the 3 waves that we're expecting here. All right, we had 3 waves up, 3 waves down, and now we're in our way on a 3 waves up. So what we'll be looking for here is 3 waves to the downside before we can get a move to the upside. Right, let me just show you structurally what are we looking for on AUD US dollar. Okay. All right, we had this impulsive wave to the upside, which formed that A there in an intermediate degree. And now we're looking at this here as a corrective structure before we can look a move to the upside. All right, so that's what we have on AU dollar, US dollar. So short term, next week, what we'll be looking for, we'll be looking for a move to the upside, but we need to be mindful when we get to these levels because we can get 3 more waves to the downside. It could be just 3 waves to the downside. In that case, then we are going to have a W, X, Y structure. All right, this is going to be our W here, an X there, and then we're going to have a Y. But then if we get an impulsive move after these 3 waves here, if we get a corrective structure like that, and then we get an impulsive move instead of an WXY, then you are going to have an A, B, C structure. Then from there, we'll be looking for a move to the upside. All right, moving forward on New Zealand US dollar, similar structure to what AUD US dollar played. Okay, let's just check on the website what we forecasted on New Zealand US dollar. Right, on a 4-hourly, let's see what we have forecasted there. Okay, we look at this as a 5 waves up. This is the 5 waves up. And now we're looking at this here as the corrective structure. We had 3 waves down, and now we're expecting that we're going to have 3 waves up and the possibility of 3 waves down before we can get a move to the upside. Right, let's see now how is that playing out. Okay, right, so we have the 3 waves down, and now we're on our way to 3 waves up, and then we'll be expecting that 3 waves to the downside. So you can see that as next week we are just sideways on New Zealand US dollar. Okay, this is just going to be a 3 waves up, 3 waves down, 3 waves up, and a 3 waves down, which are going to form that W, X, Y structure before we can see a move to the upside. All right. Moving forward, US dollar CAD. I've showed you this one on the trade recaps, how we traded this one. All right. Structurally, this is what we have here. We have a wave 1, 2, and we have a 3, 4, 5. But if you look at the structure now, we have a bit of a change of a structure here. What we are looking for now is this could be just be a wave 1 here and a wave 2, and all this there could be wave 3, wave 4, and we'll be looking for one more turn for wave 5 before we can get that 3-wave structure, which is going to be our B. Okay, we're gonna have 5 waves down here, which are going to be our A, and then we'll be looking for 3 waves up for our B. All right. So short term, on the next week, next coming weeks, we'll be looking for more downside. Any flag that you get here on US dollar CAD, you'll be looking for a move to the downside. All right. Okay, just hold on, guys, just a moment. All right, let's resume, guys. US dollar CAD. So next week's we'll be looking for a move to the downside. Any corrective structure you get, any flag, you must look for a move to the downside. But you need to be mindful, because when we get to these levels here, we might get a bounce. For your first target, if you get an entry here, you need to look for a move up to that level, because when you get there, that's why I'm saying you need to be mindful, because you might just get a bounce. That bounce that we're looking for, which is going to be our B wave structure, might just come at any time there. Let me just show you structurally what you are looking at on US dollar CAD. Right. Okay, so you just need to be mindful when they get to these levels, because when they get to these levels, they might just give you a bounce, and then you get a corrective structure like that before you can get a move to the downside. All right. Okay, moving forward, let's just switch off them. We've got a dollar index, inverse of what Euro US dollar is doing. Okay, we're looking at this here as a wave 1, 2, and this is a wave 3, and we look at this structure here as an expanding corrective structure. This is the expanding corrective structure that we looked at, and we're looking for a move to the downside. Okay, let me just zoom in there. All right, this is the 3 wave that we had for a W, and we had 3 waves to the downside for an X, and we had 3 waves to the for upside, which was our Y, and then we're expecting for a move to the downside. And that is how the dollar index is playing out. So short term, we're looking for a move to the downside before we can get that bounce that we are looking for. All right. Okay, that's all for the US dollar pairs. Let's look at the yen pairs, starting with US dollar yen. All right, US dollar yen, we are still looking for a move to the upside. We had 3 waves to the downside, which made our W there. We had 3 waves up for an X, and then we had 3 waves down for an Y. And now we're looking at this corrective structure here for a possible X, and then a move to the downside, which is going to be our Z before we can get a move to the upside. All right, so as far as it is, what we're looking for next week, we're still looking for this structure to be completed. We're still looking for US dollar yen at least to come and take this high before we can get a move to the downside. Of course, that move will be confirmed by our special indicator next week. But what we're looking for structurally, this is a structure that we are looking for before we can get one more down, and then we resume with a move to the upside. All right, moving on pound yen, I've showed you this one, how what you are looking for. Okay, we had the 3 waves up, which is our W, and we're looking at this structure here as an possible expanding flat corrective structure for a W and then for an X here. And then after this, we'll be looking for 3 waves to the upside for a Y. So as far as it is, we are still expecting for one more down there. Focusing on the structure, we're still focusing for one more down. We had the corrective structure that we're looking for here. We had 5 waves down, which is our A, and there's a possibility this is just our B here, and we'll be looking for one more down before we can get a move to the upside. All right, Chief Yen, one of the interesting pair that is coming on the next week. On this one, you can also refer on the video of the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. We've been showing you guys why are we expecting Chief Yen to go to the downside. All right, you can just refer on the 2 previous weeks. All right, structurally, we had 3 waves to the downside, which formed that our W, and now we've already have our 3 waves to the upside. Okay, these are the 3 waves to the upside that we got here. And now what are we expecting? We're expecting for 3 more waves to the downside. That is just a W, X, Y structure there, right? But of course, we need to wait for our indicator to confirm this move there. Just to give you, just to zoom in there, we had this move to the upside, and this is an expanding flat corrective structure that we had there. And now we've already had the 3 waves to the upside. Is the move to the downside yet to come? We need to wait for our special indicator to confirm that move to the downside. All right, moving on to Euro Yen, similar structure to Chief Yen. We had 3 waves down. Okay, with 3 waves down here for a possible W, and now we've already had 3 waves to the upside for an X, and we'll be expecting that we get 3 more waves to the downside for a Y there. All right. All right, that's how we're looking to approach Euro Yen in the next coming weeks. All right, let's just check on the website how we'd forecasted the moves on the Yens. All right, inch perfect, you can see that we're expecting that move to the upside on a Yen, and we've already got that move to the upside, and now we're expecting for a move to the downside. Let's just quickly take a look on Chief Yen, how we had forecasted that one. You can see that we've also we're forecasting for a move to the upside and a move to the downside, and we've already got that move to the upside. That was just 100 of pips to the upside, the move, and now what we're expecting is for a move to the downside. All right, moving forward, let's look at Cadian. All right, Cadian, structurally, we are still expecting for a move to the downside, okay? We're looking at this here as the whole corrective structure, and we're looking at this to come at this, take these levels here, and then a move to the downside. Is the move to the downside finished, and are we expecting that we are going to, the move to the upside is resuming, right? We'll see when the market opens. But structurally, this is what we are looking for on CAD yen before we get a move to the downside. Let's see if from these levels are we gonna get one more leg before a move to the upside. All right, moving forward, had New Zealand yen. New Zealand yen, we had this structure here, and it looked like it has completed. This is the structure that we have forecasted that we were going to get, and now we're starting a move to the upside. We had an impulsive move, and we had this corrective structure here, and now we're on our way to the upside. So any corrective structure or any flags that you get at these levels, you can look for buying opportunities on New Zealand yen. Okay, you can just check there how we forecasted, looking on the website. New Zealand yen. All right, you'll see that we've just projected that we're going to get this three wave to the downside and then a move to the upside. These are the charts that our members get to access, and these charts are sent to them and are updated every time when there's a change of a structure. All right, let's see if how we got this move here. Let's see if we got this move and then where we are now with New Zealand yen. Okay, on a live chart, you'll see that we had the three waves that we forecasted. We had these three waves that we forecasted, and you'll see now that we are on our way to the upside. All right, so we'll be looking to trade this one in the coming weeks. We'll just be looking for a move to the upside. So any flag you get there, then you can look for those entries. All right, moving to AUD yen. All right, so this is what we have been looking for. We're looking at this corrective structure here. It has completed a running flat corrective structure, and now we're looking for a move to the upside. All right, let's just check on our website how we'd forecasted that one. AU dollar yen. Right, you'll see that we're expecting that we're going to get three waves to the downside and then a move to the upside, and that is exactly what is playing out on the charts right now. You see that we've already had the moves, a three-way move to the downside. This is a three-way moves to the downside that we've forecasted, and now we're looking at this move to the upside. So any corrective structure that you get, look for buying opportunities on AUD yen. All right, let's just go back on a 4 hourly, and then I'll just show you what are we looking for. Why are we looking to trade AUD yen to the upside? Okay, you'll see that we had three waves to the upside for a W there, and then three waves down for an X, and then we had these three waves which form the bigger W there in the yellow degree. If you focus on the yellow degree, so this is what we had here. Three waves up, and we've got three waves down. So now we're looking for three waves to the upside. All right, you can just look for entries there. You can just use your own strategy for the entries to the upside. But the members, they've already got this move to the upside, and you are still looking for more upside on the yen. Right, yen pairs are one of the pairs that are looking very interesting next week. Right, let's move forward. Let's look at the euros, what we have. Euro Audi, we're still looking for a move to the upside. You'll see that we forecasted these moves from these levels, and we got this move here. Now we've got this three-way move to the downside, and we're still looking for one more upside before we can come down. Right, you'll see that we had this move here. We had these three waves up for a W, and we had these three waves down for an X. Now we're looking for these three waves for a Y there before we can get a move to the downside. All right. Euro New Zealand, I've showed you this one on our trade setups, how we took a loss there, and now we've got a little bit of a change of a structure, but it is nothing much. We had this here as our wave 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and we're looking at this as our wave 5 and A there. So now we're in this structure here. So we're just looking for this corrective structure to complete, and then we'll be looking for a move to the downside. All right. So short term on Euro New Zealand, just look for a little push to the upside before we can get a drop. Right, we had this move to the upside, and now you are having this move. There's a possibility that we might get an expanding flat corrective structure here, have one more up before we can have a move to the downside. That will be just be your A, B, C structure. All right. Okay, moving forward, Euro Chief. Right, let's see what we have here in Euro Chief. We had this impulsive move to the upside here, and now we're expecting that we might still going to get one more move to the upside. So we're looking at this here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 move to the upside. Alternatively, we might just have a structure like that. Okay, let me just zoom out and show you. Right, let me just show you on a daily what structure we have there on Euro Chief. All right, you'll see that we had a nice clear structure there. We had 3 waves to the downside for a W, 3 waves up for an X, and we have 3 waves to the down for a Y there. And now we're expecting that we start to get a move to the upside. Alternatively, we can just have, let me just show you there. Alternatively, we can just have a move to the upside structurally and then come like this here, and then we get a move one more down before we can get a move to the upside. That will be just be an XZ structure, WXYXZ structure, before we can get a move to the upside. But of course, the indicator needs to confirm if the move from these levels, if it's ready to move higher, or we are still going to get one more done before a move higher. All right, let's move forward. Bit of a complex corrective structure there on your Euro Chief, but we've already had an impulsive move to the upside, so we are looking at this here as the whole corrective structure. This could be just be a wave 1, and then this could be just be a wave 2, and then we have a nest there. We just, this is our wave 1 there, and this could be just be our wave 2 in a blue degree. We're still going to have a 3, 4, 5, which would be just wave 3 in yellow before we can get a 4 in yellow and a 5. All right, but that would be confirmed by the special indicator that we use. All right, let's look at Euro Pound. Euro pound, structurally, we had this move to the upside here, and this could be just be our wave A. This is just our wave A here, and we could have just had our wave B here at these levels, and now we're on our way to have our wave C. All right, so that's what we'll be looking for on a Euro pound. We are looking at this here as a move to the upside, as a wave 1, and we had this here corrective structure here for a wave 2, and in a lower degree, we had a wave 1 there in the red degree, which is a minor. We had a wave 1, and this is our wave 2, and we'll be looking for a 3, 4, and a wave 5, which will build the wave 3 in yellow, and a 4, and a wave 5. So short term on Euro pound, we'll be looking for a move to the upside. All right. Right, let's just zoom in there. There's a possibility that we might just get one more done before we can get a move to the upside. Right, we had 3 waves to the downside, which is our W structure, and we had these 3 waves for an X, so we might just get one more 3 wave to the downside before we can resume higher. Look out for Euro pound for a move to the upside, but of course we are going to, the indicator is going to tell us when that move to the upside is ready. For as far as it now, we're still expecting for one more done before a move to the upside. Okay, moving forward on EuroCAD, I've showed you this one, that how we have traded this move here. Okay, EuroCAD, we had 3 waves down. Okay, structurally, if you look in a bigger picture, we had this impulsive move to the upside, which is our A move. And then we're looking at this structure here. This is to be a 3-wave structure like that for a B before we can get a move to the downside. All right, so you'll see here that we had 3 waves to the downside, and we have 3 waves up, like that. So now we're looking for 3 waves to the downside like that, just to come and take this low here before we can get a move to the upside. So you'll see we've already had 3 waves to the downside and the 3 waves to the upside. So now we're expecting for 3 waves to the downside, come to this level, and then before we can get a move to the upside, right? So you'll see that on EuroCAD, we are still expecting for more downside here. Okay, our first target would be at this level here, because when you get here, we might just get a bounce here and get this corrective structure being extended before initial move to the downside. But as far as it is, the indicator has not showed us any signs of a reversal, so we'll still be looking for a move to the downside. So if you get any flags at these levels, you can take the move to the downside, but just be mindful when you get to these levels, because you can get a bounce. But if you get this one break and they close, and then you get any flag at these levels, then expect for a move to the downside on EuroCAD. All right, that's all what we have on the euros. Let's move on the pound pairs. Pound Audi, we had this impulsive move here. We look at this as a wave 1, as a wave 2, wave 3, and we're looking at this structure here as a possible wave 4, possibility to have an expanding failed corrective structure here before we can get a move to the downside for that 5th wave. All right, so short term on pound OD, we're looking at this corrective structure here, 3 waves up, then we had 3 waves to the downside, and now we're looking for 3 more waves to the upside to complete that corrective structure before we can get a move to the downside. For the next week, we'll be looking for a move to the upside on pound Audi. All right, pound New Zealand. All right, we've had this 3 waves to the downside. This is the 3 waves to the downside for a W, and we've had 3 waves to the upside here for an X, and now we're looking for this move to the downside. We've already had an impulsive move, 5 waves going down, and now we're in this corrective structure here, right? So corrective structure, this is what we're looking for, a possibility for a wave A, and this here could be just be our wave B like that, and then we'll be looking for 1 more up before we can get a move to the downside. Okay, all right, so that will just be an A there, a B, and we'll be looking for a move to the downside, which will be our wave C. Internally, we'll be just be having there an A there and a B and our C there, and then we'll be looking for that move to the downside. Okay, so short term on pound New Zealand, next week we'll be looking for that short move to the upside. All right, this is just the 5 wave that we had to the upside, and this could just be the corrective structure, and then from here we'll be expecting that we might just get a move to the upside. That would be 5 waves before we can get a similar move to this one here. All right, the indicator needs to confirm if the move to the upside has just ended here, or we're still going to get 1 more up and a move to the downside. But structurally, this is what we're expecting before we can get a move to the downside. All right, moving forward on the pound CAD, we're expecting a move to the upside. All right, should I just show you something? There is a possibility that we might get a move to the downside there. I'll show you what we are looking for and why am I looking that we might get 1 more to the downside. All right, structurally, this is what we have. We have an A move there, and we're looking at this here as the whole B wave. And the question is, has this B wave ended here, or we're still going to get 1 more down from these levels to at least come and take this low here before we get a move to the upside, right? So the indicator is going to confirm to us, but if you look at this move here, we are going up correctively. We've got this 3-wave structure, so there's a possibility that we might get 1 more down before we can get a move to the upside. All right, so that's what is pound CAD, but the indicator will confirm if we are going to get 1 more down before a move to the upside. All right, moving forward, pound chief. We'll be looking for a move to the upside. This is the corrective structure that we've looked, and it's looked like it has completed here. We had the 3 waves up. We had this here as a move to the upside. Okay, this is what we had, and there's a possibility that we might have a move to the upside like that. But the question is this move to the downside? Has this corrective structure ended? Has it completed? And now are we ready for a move to the upside? As far as it is, we are moving correctively here. Okay, so there's a possibility that we might just get one more down before a move to the upside. But the indicator will confirm for us if the move to the upside is ready or not yet. But on a bigger picture, we're looking for a move to the upside. Okay, that's all what we have for the pound pairs. Let's look at some of the crosses. AUD New Zealand, we're looking for a move to the upside, and I'll show you in a daily why are we looking for a move to the upside. Okay, I've showed this structure for a couple of times. You can refer to the videos that we had back. You can just refer there. Why are we looking for a move to the upside? We had this impulsive move to the downside on AUD New Zealand. Was our A there, and now we had this move here. You see that we have an impulsive move here. There's a possibility of an A there, and this whole move here is a corrective structure. Let me just use a different color. We had this, let me just use a different color. Okay, we had this as a 3-way move to the downside for the W, and we had this as a 3-wave to the upside for an X, and we had these 3 waves to the downside as an Y, and now we're expecting that we get that move for SC. All right, so this is the expectation. So that's why we are looking for a move to the upside, at least to come and take this top here before we can get a move to the downside. Okay, so in the next coming sessions, what we'll be looking for a move to the upside on AUD New Zealand. Right, you'll see here we had this impulsive move to the upside. That there's an impulsive move that we had there for our wave 1, and we had this here as a corrective structure here for our wave 2, and now we are looking at this here as a wave 1 in a smaller degree, as a wave 1, and this is a 3-way move to the downside for a wave 2, and now it looks like this move, this corrective structure is finished, and now we are ready for a move to the upside. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for on the coming weeks on AUD New Zealand, a move to the upside. So any move, any flags that you get at these current levels, you must look to take this one up. First target will be at that level. All right, other than that, we're looking for a move to the upside long term on AUD New Zealand. All right, let's move forward. Let's look at AUD CAD. Okay, let's look at AUD CAD. Let me just AUD CAD. Let's see here. All right, AUD CAD. Let's see what we have here. Okay, we had this impulsive move to the upside, and now what we're looking for is this here as a corrective structure. Okay, this could be just be a corrective structure that we have here. This could be just be our W here, and then we might just get one more up here for an X before we can get a move to the downside for a Y, and then after that we'll be expecting for a move to the upside. All right, so short term on AUD CAD, just expect a move to the upside, at least to come and take these levels here before we can get a move to the downside, and then after that a move to the upside. So a bigger picture, we're expecting a move to the upside. So this is just our wave A here. And then now we're looking at this here as a corrective structure. But the question is that corrective structure is going to be enough for this whole move here? All right. So I'll be expecting that we might at least stay in this range. We might just be in this range sideways on AUD CAD before a move to the upside, which is going to be similar to this one here. All right. So short term, expect that move to the upside, come and take these levels, and then possibility come down before we can move higher. All right, let's look at New Zealand CAD. All right, we had 3 waves to the upside, and now what we are having, we're looking for 3 waves to the downside like that before we can get 3 waves to the upside. Right, so short term on New Zealand CAD, expect that you might see one more down, at least come and take this low before you can get a move to the upside, and then expect one more, and then before we can take off. All right, so that will be just be a WXY structure. All right, that would just be a W and an X and then a Y here before we can take off. All right, so short term, expect a move to the downside to these levels at least before we can get a move to the upside, and one more down before you can get that move to the upside, which would be similar to this one here. All right, looking at CAD-GIF. CAD-GIF with 3 waves up, and now we are looking at this here as a 3 wave to the downside. This is going to be our W and then an X, and now we'll be expecting for 3 waves to the upside like that for a Y before you can get a move to the downside. So short term on CAD-GIF, expect a little bit of a push to the downside, at least to come and take these levels, and then expect 3 waves to the upside that will at least come and take this level here before a move to the downside. So short term, we're looking for a move to the upside on CAD-GIF. All right, let's look at New Zealand GIF. I showed you this one on the setups, on the trade recaps, how we traded this one and how our trade did not play out. But structurally, we are looking for a move to the upside. We had the 3 waves up for a W, and we're looking at this here as a complete corrective structure for an X, and we'll be looking for 3 waves to the upside like that for a similar move to this one. All right. Okay, so short term, let's just zoom in there. All right, so we had this as a 3 waves to the downside. So this could be just be our W here, and then we can have this as an X here. We can just expect a structure like that. That is going to be our X there, and then expect 3 more waves to the downside for a Y before we can get a move to the upside. So short term, you can see that we are still in this range here on the New Zealand GIF before we can get a move to the upside. Moving forward, AUD GIF, we are still expecting for a move to the downside. This is the structure that you are looking to complete here. At least it must come to these levels, come and take this low before we can get a move to the upside. But just to zoom out there so that we can see the whole structure. Okay, you can see that we had 5 waves going up here for our A, and we are still expecting for this move structure here to be completed for our wave B, and then after that we'll be looking for a C wave to the upside. All right, but as far as it is, the structure does not look like it has completed, so we're just looking for this move here, and then we'll be looking for a move to the downside before a move to the upside. All right. All right, that's all what we had for the currencies. Now let's look at the commodities, starting with gold. Gold, you've seen that how we have traded this move to the downside. So we're looking at this here as the whole corrective structure, and now we're expecting for a move to the upside. We were expecting that we were going to get one more down here before we take off, but as far as it is, the market looks like now it's ready to push to the upside. So this is the structure that we're looking at. We had here 5 waves to the downside, just that the fifth wave is not visible on a 4-hourly, but if you go on an 1-hourly, you'll see that you've got, that is just a 5 waves there. Okay, then we look at this here as a triangle. Okay, 1, 2, A, this is A, B, C, and a D, and a E, and we traded this move to the downside, and from these levels, we're expecting that we're going to get one more down before a move to the upside. But as far as it is, it looked like the corrective structure just ended there, and now we're getting a move to the upside. So this could just be a wave 1 here, and then a 2, and then now we're looking for a move to the upside. As far as it is, the indicator is just confirmed a move to the upside. So any flags that you get there, you might look to trade this one to the upside. All right, let me just show you there structurally what do we have there. All right. Okay, so our wave 4 has just ended there, and we're looking for a move to the upside. Let me just show you there. What are we looking for? Right, so we're expecting for that fifth wave there in the red degree. Okay, so this is what we have there, 1, 2, and a wave 3 in the red degree, and this here look like it has completed, and now we're expecting for one more up on gold. So that's how we'll be approaching gold in the coming weeks. We'll be looking for that move to the upside. All right, let's look at silver before we can look at Brent crude. Similar structure that we're expecting on gold. So we're expecting that we're going to get one more down here. We're looking at this here as the corrective structure that has completed, and now we're expecting for a move to the upside on silver, right? On the coming weeks, so we'll be looking for a move to the upside on silver. Let me just show you there structurally what we had. All right, we had this year as our wave 1, 2, and we had this year as a wave 3 that was extended. And this is the whole corrective structure that we had there. And now we're looking for a move to the upside to complete that fifth wave in the minor degree before we can see maybe a deeper pullback on silver. So as far as it is, from next week, we'll be looking for a move to the upside. And the indicator has confirmed that indeed that move has just ended there. Okay, so this was just our A here, a B here, and then we had our C wave, and now we're looking for a move to the upside. All right, moving forward, let's look at Brent crude. Okay, looking on a 4-hourly, you've seen how we traded this move here, how we predicted a move from here that we're expecting for a move to the downside, and we also showed you how we traded this move to the downside there. So structurally, we had this impulsive move to the upside that ended there. This would just be our wave 1 there, and now we're looking for a 3 wave to the downside like that for our wave 2 before we can resume higher. Okay, so what do we have now on silver, on Brent crude rather? Okay, we had this move to the downside, and now we had 3 waves up. This is the 3 waves I'm referring to, 3 waves to the downside, and now we had this as an impulsive move. So that is just our A, B, C structure, and now we're expecting that we're going to get one more down here before we can resume higher. That one more down will be just this move here. All right, so Brent crude will be looking for a move to the downside in the coming sessions. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the indices. All right, I've just showed you guys how we traded this one. We have trade that's are running and we are still expecting for a move higher here on Nasdaq. We had this move here to the downside and this is our wave 3 and this is our wave 4 here, and we're looking for the 5th wave to be completed there if you look at the primary degree there in blue. So the indices are just straightforward. Next week, we're looking for any continuation pattern to the upside. So any flags you get here, look for buys on the indices. First target would be here, and if they break higher, then you'd be looking for more upside because there's a possibility that they might just come here and do this bigger corrective structure here before they resume higher. Okay, first target, we're looking to get to those levels. If they break and close above these levels and then we get flags, we look to trade the indices more higher. All right, moving forward, Dow. Similar to Nasdaq, we're looking for a move to the upside. There's nothing that has changed there. We had wave one, two, and this is a wave 3. Let me just draw that clearly. Wave 1, wave 2, and we have a wave 3 here in a primary degree. And you look at this here as a wave 4, and we're looking for a 5th wave to the upside. Just like Nasdaq, we need to be mindful when you get to these levels here. This is the 3-wave structure that you had. You need to be mindful when you get to these levels because you might just have a structure like this and then have this as a corrective structure like this as a flat corrective structure before a move higher. All right. Moving forward, S&P 500. You saw this one, how the trade that we have. So similar to other indices, we had the wave 1 here. We had wave 1, wave 2, and then we have wave 3, and looking this as a wave 4, and we're expecting for a move to the upside to complete the 5th wave. So the indices are straightforward. Any corrective structure that you get here, any flags that you get, look for buying opportunities. DAX, we're looking for a move to the upside. Okay, we look at this here as a corrective structure. Okay, this is a running flat corrective structure there, and now we're looking for a move to the upside. Indices, they are all looking the same. We're looking for a move to the upside. So we had this as a wave 1 as a 2, and we have this here as our wave 3, and we look at this here as a corrective structure for our wave 4, and then now we're expecting for a move to the upside. As far as it is, the indicator points for more upside. So any flags that you get here, look for buying opportunities on DAX. Nikki, upside. Okay, we're still expecting for a move to the upside here. Our wave 1, a 2, and then we had a wave 3 here, and we had a wave 4, and now we're expecting for a move to the upside to complete that wave 5 in the primary degree there. All right. Okay, so this was just our wave 4 there, and now we're resuming with our wave 5. So for any buying opportunities that you get there, as far as it is, the indicator is just confirming a move to the upside. Lastly, let's look at UK 100. UK 100, structurally, this is what we had here. We had 3 waves to the upside. This is the 3 waves I'm referring to. If you focus on the yellow degree, which is our intermediate degree, we had 3 waves up. Let me just zoom in there so that you can see the structure. Okay, we had 3 waves up. This is a 3 waves for a W there in the blue degree. And now we're in this corrective structure here, and we're looking at this as our A, our B, and our C here as an ending diagonal. And now we're looking for a move to the upside like that. Okay, so any flags that you get here on a UK 100, look for a move to the upside. All right, guys, that's all what I had for you. And this is what we are looking for on the next coming sessions on all the pairs that we are monitoring. All right, guys, have a good one and trade safe. Cheers and bye bye.